This killer didn't hide in the shadows. He mailed his crimes to the newspapers and dared the world to catch him. The story of the Zodiac Killer murders begins on the night of December 20th, 1968, in Benicia, California. 17-year-old David Faraday and 16-year-old Betty Lou Jensen parked on Lake Herman Road, a quiet lover's lane just outside town. Sometime between 11 and 11:15 p.m., someone approached their car. Faraday was shot once in the head at close range. Jensen ran from the vehicle, but was shot multiple times in the back as she fled. Both died at the scene. At the time, police had no suspect and no clear motive. For months, the case sat without answers. Then, on July 4th, 1969, another young couple, Darlene Farron, 22, and Michael Mageau, 19, were parked at Blue Rock Springs Park in Vallejo, about 4 miles from the first attack. Just after midnight on July 5th, a man pulled up beside them, left briefly, then returned. He walked up to the passenger side and fired multiple shots into the car. Farron was killed. Mageau survived despite serious injuries. About 40 minutes later, a man called Vallejo police from a payphone, calmly reporting the shooting and taking responsibility for the Lake Herman Road murders as well. On August 1st, 1969, 3 newspapers, the San Francisco Chronicle, the San Francisco Examiner, and the Vallejo Times-Herald, received nearly identical letters. The writer claimed responsibility for the attacks and included 1/3 of a 408-symbol cipher in each envelope, demanding they be printed on the front page. The letters were published. Within a week, a schoolteacher and his wife solved the cipher, which described killing as enjoyable, but did not reveal the sender's identity. The killer formally introduced himself in another letter dated August 7, 1969, writing, "This is the Zodiac speaking." From that point on, the unknown murderer became known as the Zodiac, a name he chose for himself, and the case escalated into one of the most infamous unsolved crimes in American history. After calling himself Zodiac, the killer struck again. On September 27, 1969, college students Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard were picnicking at Lake Berryessa in Napa County. A man approached them wearing a black executioner-style hood, with a white cross-circle symbol on the chest. He claimed to be an escaped convict and tied them up. Then he stabbed them multiple times. Shepard died 2 days later. Hartnell survived. Before leaving, the attacker wrote on Hartnell's car door the dates of the previous attacks and added September 27, 69, along with the same cross-circle symbol. Less than 2 weeks later, on October 11, 1969, a taxi driver named Paul Stein picked up a passenger in downtown San Francisco. Instead of being taken to the requested location, Stein was shot once in the head in the Presidio Heights neighborhood. The killer tore a piece of Stein's blood-stained shirt and later mailed it to newspapers as proof. This time, police officers actually encountered a man matching the description near the crime scene, but mistakenly let him walk away because the initial radio report described the suspect as a black male. The Zodiac had escaped in plain sight. After that, the letters intensified. He continued sending messages to newspapers, sometimes including pieces of Stein's shirt. In November 1969, he mailed a 340-symbol cipher. It remained unsolved until 2020, when a team of private citizens cracked it. The message contained more taunts and threats, but again did not reveal his identity. In total, 5 murders are officially confirmed. David Faraday, Betty Lou Jensen, Darlene Farron, Cecilia Shepard, and Paul Stein. 2 victims survived, Michael Mageau and Brian Hartnell. The Zodiac claimed 37 victims in his letters, but investigators have never verified that number. Despite decades of investigation, thousands of suspects, and modern DNA testing attempts, no one has ever been conclusively identified as the Zodiac killer. The case remains open. After 1969, the killings stopped, but the letters didn't. In one letter, he threatened to blow up a school bus and even included a crude diagram of a bomb. In another, he claimed he would disguise his murders to look like routine crimes, robberies, accidents, random violence. Police investigated these threats seriously, but no confirmed bus attack ever occurred. He mailed additional ciphers. Some were solved. Some remain unsolved to this day. None revealed his name. Over the years, investigators examined thousands of suspects. The most well-known was Arthur Lee Allen, who was questioned multiple times and linked circumstantially to parts of the case. However, handwriting analysis and DNA testing did not conclusively match him. He was never charged. In 1974, letters believed by some to be from the Zodiac continued, but after that, authenticated communications largely stopped. Whether he died, was imprisoned for another crime, or simply stopped, no one knows. In 2004, the San Francisco Police Department briefly marked the case inactive due to lack of new evidence, but it was later reopened. In 2020, the long unsolved 340-character cipher was cracked by a team of private codebreakers. The message contained more taunts and denial of responsibility for a television appearance rumor, but again, no identity. As of today, the Federal Bureau of Investigation confirms the case remains officially unsolved. More than 50 years later, the Zodiac's real name has never been proven in a court of law. The Presidio Heights radio error, October 11, 1969. After Zodiac murdered taxi driver Paul Stein in San Francisco, witnesses saw a white male leaving the scene. Police broadcast a suspect description over the radio, but due to a communication error, the suspect was initially described as a black male. Responding officers were therefore looking for the wrong person. Two officers encountered a white man walking away from the area near Jackson Street shortly after the murder. Because the radio dispatch description did not match him, they did not detain him. The description was corrected shortly afterward, but by then, he was gone. After 1974, letters believed to be from the Zodiac stopped. Law enforcement never announced a verified final communication beyond that period.